Do we have Terry? Joining us now is Terry Dittrich, an on-the-ground grassroots American patriot, chairman of the Waukesha GOP in a must-win state of Wisconsin. Wisconsin is making Democrats very nervous right now. Terry, welcome to the program. Give us an update. How are things going on the ground in Wisconsin?
Great to see you, Charlie. Yeah, we are in full sprint. We had J.D. Vance here just yesterday, and that was a fantastic event right out the airport here in central Waukesha. Fans are and our volunteers are fired up, ready to go. As you know, we have to overperform here in Waukesha County, and we've got a lot of groups in here, particularly Turning Point, who decided to put their statewide headquarters here in Waukesha County. Thank you so much. They've been a great help. They're out doing their own thing, but they're doing a great job at going after all the low prop balloters and also doing super chases all over the county. So they've done a great job along with a bunch of other folks. So canvassing thousands and thousands of doors. Citizens are excited, ready to go. Early voting starts tomorrow. So I would say we're in great shape here for the sprint. We just got to execute and finish.
So I love that. So Terry, walk our audience through. We have a little bit of time of the WOW counties. What are the WOW counties, and why do you need to do well in them? And explain the breakdown of the state. You have super red rurals, super blue downtown Milwaukee, but the WOW counties can swing the entire state. Educate our audience, please.
Right, yeah. So we've got three. WOW meaning Waukesha County, the biggest red voter block in the state, which huddles to the west of downtown Milwaukee County, which is their big blue stronghold, along with Dane County. And then just to the north is Ozaukee County, meaning the O, and Washington County to the northwest. Between the three of these, the conventional wisdom is that if we perform well, we offset Milwaukee County's blue stronghold, and then the rest of the state, which is primarily red, offsets Dane County, which is the fastest growing county in the state, unfortunately. But the Turning Point guys and their team up in Madison are doing a good job trying to lose by less up there and pick up a couple of points. So that's where this comes down to, is those WOW counties have to overperform in order to pick up those extra votes. And we're focused on, as we've all been talking about, the low propensity red voters. Core vote's going to get out and vote. They're ready to go here now. Early voting starts tomorrow. But we need an extra 5 to 7 points here in Waukesha, just focusing on Waukesha, and I think similar in the other two WOW counties. But we're a 62-38 county, and we need to be a 67 to 70 county over the Dems here. If we do that, we're literally pitching in 10 to 20,000 more votes. The largest red bloc, our capability of doing that is there. If we do that, this obviously could be the difference in the election, because President Trump supposedly lost by 20,600 in 2020. So it comes down to right here, under 100,000 votes for sure, probably under 50,000 votes, and it's right here for the WOW counties to be able to perform and pull it home.
I want everyone to understand and recognize that Wisconsin is the most difficult of the blue wall states to pinpoint and to poll. It is notoriously difficult to pin down. So people say, oh, Wisconsin, we're down 2, down 3. Guys, understand. You know what's amazing about Wisconsin back in 2020? In 2020, it was the worst polling state for Donald Trump of the key battleground states. In fact, one poll had Donald Trump down 11 points. Do you remember that, Terry? 11 points.
Yes.
Right before the election.
Yeah.
It was the Friday before the election. And then what ended up happening? Terry, tell us about why Wisconsin is so difficult to poll.
Yeah, it's really it's a state where if you look at the map, I mean, red and blue, the map is almost all red. And so, you've got the rural counties in the north, the North Woods, which are not heavily populated, but very, very, excited about President Trump. The western portion, which tends to get more Minnesota media, which tends to be a bit more liberal in that spin, and the old railroad unions out to the west, which are always finicky and how they're going to vote. And plus, we've got a congressional and senatorial races out there that are going to have an effect. Then you get to Dane County, which is just this big mass in the middle of the state. Universities, the University of Wisconsin's there, and then obviously you've got some satellites fairly close to there that always throw a wrench into this. And you get to the southeast corner, Kenosha, Racine, down in Beloit and those areas, which are bordering or pretty close to bordering Illinois, and you've got some kind of spillover there. And then as you work your way up through the middle part of the state and the eastern part of the state, it tends to be very red in the Fox Valley area. We call it Appleton, and up to Green Bay with some pockets in there. So there's just there's no real consistency in the state. You see each area is operating kind of on its own, and the performance of those can be so tweaky. So what I've been telling the 72 red chairs around the state is, look, guys, you may do really well in your red county, but you got to do a little better. You got to get another 1 to 2%, even if it's the small counties. You're picking up 500 votes, 1,000 votes, etc. It is that close, and it's very, very difficult to predict how those little tweaky areas and those low props, which we really haven't focused on effectively in the past, and we are now with Turning Point and some of the other third-party groups and the Republican Party of Wisconsin actually coming along and pushing hard. That's what's going to win this thing. I mean, at the end of the day, Wisconsin is going to be 100,000 votes or less likely deciding this, which at 3.2 million or so total votes, we're talking about under 1%. And it's pretty consistent in every single election, 22, 20, 18, it's like that. So we have to squeeze. We have to push through the finish line. Unfortunately, I wish we were more predictable, but we're not.
Very unpredictable. That's a great summary, Terry.